Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing good. I hope my sound is okay as well, guys. I hope you all can hear me okay. Now, today I'm going to do a Q&A. I did ask you guys, I think about a week or two, to send me some questions, which you guys did, and I've got another one here in the comment here, so big up to everyone. Yeah, I thought I'd go live for a bit. It's been a few days since I've done a live stream, and I just want to, chat with you guys about Arsenal. Whatever questions you guys might want to ask me as well. You're very, very welcome to ask me anything about Arsenal, England, whatever you guys have. I hope you'll have a wonderful weekend as well, because it has been a while since I've done a live stream. I have been doing pre-recorded videos, as you guys know. It's going to be great to chat with you guys today. Before I do get started, guys, please do like this video. Please do subscribe here to my channel if you're new here. And yeah, pick up everyone that is watching this today. I do really, really appreciate it. Now, I'm going to address this comment first. Favourite Arsenal women goal this season? A really good question, so thank you so much. There's been so many, really. It's quite difficult to pick. I love Carl Denty's goal the other day against Liverpool. I thought that was incredible. I've watched that so many times. I love Chloe Kelly's goal against West Ham. Those two for me are definitely up there for being my favourites. But yeah, I think we've had that opportunity as well this season to score so many incredible goals. But for me personally, those are the goals that I think really stood out to me this season. And yeah, those goals for me have definitely been up there. I know Leslie Russo has scored some incredible goals this season as well, so it's quite difficult to sort of pick, a goal of the season, or a standout goal. Manham scored some incredible goals as well, so it's so difficult to pick at the moment. But for me, if I had to give you an answer, I think Al Dente has scored so many incredible goals. I think she's a very, very special player, and I think we'll definitely need her in his Champions League games as well. Do you like more the men and women's? I thanks for asking, but thanks for your question. Big up yourself, Kumar. For me, I just love Arsenal. Like, I love them both equally. I can't say that I prefer either. I just think I support them as a whole, as one. Obviously, I want them both to do well. It's nice to see the men's doing well, nice to see the women's doing well. I still have the same sort of standard aspirations for both teams. So I feel like I couldn't really answer that because I don't have an answer. My answer is that I like them both because they're both Arsenal. They're both just one to me. I will say it's quite weird because Arsenal women have had a more successful um, sort of period over the last couple of years in the sense we've won League Cups, which have been special. I know Jonas has been sacked, and obviously Ronnie's doing a really good job now. And obviously with Arteta, we've had a more progressive sort of time under Arteta. We've not really had much silverware, so for me, I'd probably just say that it's been quite interesting watching both sort of teams compete for the league over the years, trying to win things as well. So yeah, there's the answer for that. Any chance against Real Madrid? You know what? It's so tough. Madrid won today 3-1 against Barcelona, which is absolutely crazy because I think it's the first time in their history they've actually done that. Barcelona have had such a dominating sort of time, and they're still top of the league. And this for me, like, that came as a shock result. And I think going into this game, even though we've won ourselves and we had such a convincing performance against Liverpool at the Emirates, I feel like going into this game with them winning it maybe makes me a bit more nervous. Having said that, because it's at the Emirates, I do feel more confident because we win so much confidently at the Emirates. We have so many fans behind us, and I do for me expect a lot of fans to be there at the Emirates. On Wednesday night, I expect it to be quite a busy game, game. I think it's going to be tough. I think both sides. I definitely see both teams scoring. I'm a bit nervous about us because we're going to have to score 2 goals to start off with, and then hopefully we can get a third. But yeah, I'm excited. I think it shows you as well how women's football is getting more competitive, how it's progressing as well. So for me, I think we've got a great chance. I think that Madrid are a great side, and they've shown that over the last few years. And Caroline Weir is a player that I really admire, and I'm happy to see her doing so well. And I think she's quite underrated at what she does. So we'll have to keep a watch out on her. But yeah, I think if it depends on the team Rennie puts out, because I thought the team that played yesterday would win that game. But for me, I just don't honestly don't know. But yeah, I definitely think we have a chance to win. As I mentioned, I just think it's going to be tough because they're very good. And yeah, I think the team have just got to continue doing what they do. I really hope Caldenti has a big game on Wednesday. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I definitely think we've got a great chance of doing it. I would be devastated if we went out at this stage. I feel the team can go to the semi-finals. I just think this team can go further. And yeah, of course, it would be really. I'd be devastated if we got knocked out on Wednesday. But we're gonna have to see, because it's going to be a very, very good game. Um, are you trusting Arteta's process? Well, obviously Arteta's been here for a while now, hasn't he, guys? And I always mention on my videos that we haven't won trophies in quite a few years, and I think for me that's, as fans, that's something that we always want to win every season, whether that's an FA Cup, um, a Carabao Cup, and this season for me, I felt like with the injuries that we were facing, an FA Cup and a Carabao Cup was our most sort of achievable targets, and I feel the Carabao Cup more, and I know fans don't really like that, but for me it's a trophy, and I'm absolutely delighted for Newcastle. I like to see an underdog do really well, but my point is that I think we could have won stuff this season, um, but I just think we got outplayed, and we don't have the ability to do it. So I would say that I think Arteta's time is sort of running down now because of the trophies, and I'm getting a bit tired of us not progressing in a trophies aspect. I know in the Champions League, and I'm going to see what we do in that. I don't think we'll get past Madrid. I think it'll be very difficult to get past Madrid, but I think you should always obviously believe and have faith and see where it goes. But yeah, I think Arteta's going to have a big summit as well. I think we've got to do much better. Like I really think we need a prolific striker, two wingers, two midfield, I suppose, as well, because if Partey, Jorginho are going, we've got Marino, we've got Rice, so we have to make a lot of changes for me in that midfield coming up in summer. So I think when I see what Arteta does, I could probably make a proper decision in the summer. But I do really get why people are frustrated, because football is always about trophies, and I feel like we're running out of time with Arteta. Eddie Howe is much better than Arteta. I mean, you've got to give Eddie Howe credit for doing the job that he's done to get Newcastle that far, and I just think it's so amazing and really nice to see him, getting them their trophy. And yeah, I think they deserve that moment to celebrate and enjoy it. And big up Ladius Prime, always lovely to see you in here. Hope you're good. He says like and subscribe, people. Thank you so much. And yeah, guys, please don't forget to hit the like button on this video if you are watching. And yeah, please do subscribe here, as it'll be very much appreciated. Lack of investment from Newcastle. Yeah, I think Newcastle are going to have a really good future. I think for us, it's like they're going to get. It's so crazy because each team is going to get better every season, and we need to make sure that we're getting better every season as well. So I think it's going to be. I think we've got to have a really big summer ahead. I think it's going to be so tough if we don't. I mean, we should be having a big summer. We've needed a striker for the longest time, haven't we, guys? And this hasn't happened for a while, and it is quite frustrating. And I think we need to see the club make the right decision. So, yeah, obviously, guys, I did get sent some questions the other day I put on Instagram, and I thought I could answer them as well. Please do send in any questions as well, you guys have for me as well as me doing this, as I do enjoy. Big up, Cromwell, 2 days ago, started watching. Big up, thank you so much for your support. Big up yourself. Always good to see you in here. Always nice seeing new faces in. in the chat as well. And yeah, thank you all so much for your support. Now, I wanted to address the Calafiori thing because obviously I put in a thumbnail and I just thought it'd be good to chat about. We are seeing Ben White come back as well, and I wanted to speak a bit about him, Calafiori. Now, Ben White's obviously come back, and I feel like for me, it's bringing us a lot of competition with him and Timber. Who next season, guys? Who would you start in that position? Because for me, I just love Timber. I couldn't imagine him not starting, and I feel like it would be very unfair to drop him in this team because I feel like he's done such an incredible job. Um, I think for me, it's so hard with Ben White now. I suppose it's a good option to have if players get injured, but I just think Timber's done such an incredible job and has been my player of the season by now. So I feel like it would be crazy, for the rest of the season or next season to drop him. But I also know there's a very good player in Ben White, and he'll want to improve. He'll want to elevate and improve himself as a player. So I don't feel like himself, he would want to he'll keep fighting to be a part of this team, but I think it's going to be a big headache for Arteta next season about who to play and who to starting 11 is Arteta's going to have a big season next season. But obviously for me, I would just start Timber and see how it goes next season because I think it's going to be a tough decision with Arteta to make. On that. But yeah, I'm excited to sort of see the future with them too because obviously Ben White will be playing in the World Cup next year. I think it's next year in 2026 for England. So I feel like both players have got a really bright future ahead, no matter really what happens in that aspect. I also wanted to address about Calafiori. Now, we obviously have sort of seen Marino play up top in that position. And someone did ask me about should we play Calafiori up top, and I wouldn't ever say no to this because I think Calafiori is a very good player. I think that in the attacking sense, you can really admire how good he is to watch, how attacking he is, and how much of a threat he is. And in these moments, we really need players to really help us score goals, help us in these moments. So I wouldn't say no to Calafiori up top. I think Arteta's definitely not ruled it out either, so I definitely wouldn't say no to this at all because I think he's shown that he has sort of striker instincts at times to be able to take his chances and be clinical. And yeah, that Man City goal for me was the start of the season was probably my favourite goal of his. So yeah, I definitely would like to see Calafiori play in that position. I definitely think we have to keep our options open. With the striker situation, it's so tough, isn't it? Because we don't really have a lot of options. We sort of have him. I know Saka's going to be back and he'll be back on the wing helping us score goals. But we sort of have him and Calafiori's options for Arteta. So I wanted to leave that out there in case you guys wanted to, let me know how you feel about it because I'd be quite happy to see him play in that position. I think, I don't think he would do much wrong in there. And I know a left back role isn't really his best position. I know he struggles a bit defensively. So yeah, I definitely would give it a chance. I think you've got to try these things. I mean, I wouldn't really risk it in a big game, in a Champions League game, but I definitely don't see the harm in giving it a go and yeah, giving it a try because at the end of the day, we don't have much to lose in our position that we're in because we are sort of losing players and at the moment, Martinelli is another option to play as a striker. We also have seen the Saka might be back. I don't really want to rush Saka back if I'm being honest though with you guys because next season's going to be big for us. I wouldn't want to risk his sort of future next season. I mean, I'd rather him be out for the rest of the season we have than be out for a new season next season. So I think we've got to really hope Saka can be fit next season for most of it because he is so important without him. We are really struggling, and I think you can see how much that we miss him right now and how much we all really value him in the team. And it would be great to see him back in the Champions League, but if I'm Arteta, I wouldn't really rush him until he said I'm 100%, and until Saka's been in all the training, I wouldn't really risk him just yet. So yeah, that's sort of my answer regarding the Calafiori, the striker position, about that because I think it's a really good question to ask because it is an option for us to have. in the striker position. But Mourinho at the moment, as we know, he has been scoring, which is obviously what we want him to do at the moment. We want to see him, score as many goals as we can. We need to see him help the team. And I think Mourinho's been an interesting person because he's came in under a lot of hype, and I don't think he's lived up to that hype that fans have given him. And I wasn't really a fan that I don't really hype players up. I like to see how they do. Obviously, I'll always support them at the club, but I like to give them time, and I feel like fans got a bit carried away. But Mourinho scoring goals, he's helping us, and I think that's all we can ask from him at the moment. So I think at the moment that'll probably stay how it is in that position. But I feel quite happy with the job he's doing. It's just in these important moments, can Mourinho step up? Can he? Because he's got to be our striker at the moment because Arteta's, this is the position we're in at the moment. So yeah, I just think that this is a choice that we've had to make for ourselves. So yeah, I hope we can step up in these big moments in the Champions League games, and yeah, for the remainder of the league. But it's international break, and I miss Arsenal. It's the men's team. It is quite strange not having them, but I also feel like as fans we need this break. We need a break from them. Big up Ashik. Big up yourself. Lovely to see you in the chat. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're having a lovely weekend as well. Great to see you in here. And yeah, I hope you're good. If anyone else in here is watching that wants to send in me any questions regarding Arsenal, England, Lionesses, the women's team, please do send any in, as I'm more than happy to answer your questions as I'm doing my Q&A today. Please don't forget as well to like this video if you are watching this as well. And do subscribe here if you are new, as I would love to get to 3.5k by the end of the season. And I do all appreciate your support. So big ups to everyone that is watching this. I do appreciate it. So yeah, talking about that question, I just answered about Calafiori. Let me know, guys, what you think. If you'd be happy to have him as a striker at the moment. I think Marino is sort of the option to have because we know it goes okay with him. He's good at set pieces. He's got a lot of height on him for headers, so I think he is quite good. I just think that he's obviously he's not our answer, is he? We do need to have a big summer, and we need to bring in the right players to help us going forward. So yeah, big up yourself. Still 2 weeks Arsenal playing. Yeah, big up yourself. Good to see you in here. Yeah, Arsenal don't play till the start of April, so I think they play on the 2nd, which I think is a week after this one on a Tuesday. So yeah, it's been a while since Arsenal played. The men's team have played. It feels so long, but at the same time, I think it's nice to have a break and actually reflect on the season because it hasn't been easy for us at all. This season has been very testing for fans, and yeah, in certain ways it could have been different if we had a different summer, if we had a different January window. So, yeah, I think these things definitely they change the factors, and yeah, I just hope that we can just go on a good run after this break, and hopefully the team will be refreshed and ready to go. Because I think as fans we have high expectations of the team, and we want to see them, yeah, just do better, keep it up. It feels so long since they last played, though. I can't even remember our last game. Let me just check who our last game was because I just feel like it's just feel like ages ago since we played. Um, Let me just have a look here. I know our next game's against Fulham. Oh yeah, I think it was Chelsea last game. Yeah, that feels like ages ago, doesn't it? When we played Chelsea, that feels like the longest time, and it was a very boring game. And then we got the win, which is great. But I think for us, we need to do a lot better than that in our performances. Raheem is a dream striker. Yeah, I want him to do well. I want him to continue to keep doing, keep making an impact. I'd be happy for him. But I don't think he's staying. I think he's going at the end of the season. I mean, it is only a loan, so I don't really expect it to be a permanent thing with him. But yeah, I think we just got to hopefully, keep going on a good run after the break and hope that things do improve. Now, I wanted to answer a few more questions you guys sent me in on Instagram, as well as chatting on here with you guys. I got asked about my first memory of Arsenal, which is a really lovely question. It's always nice to go back in time, look back on things. as a younger fan, a lot of you guys are a lot older than me and have watched Arsenal for longer than me. But for me, my first ever memory, I'd probably say it was when we won the FA Cup. Aaron Ramsey scored that header. We beat Chelsea 2-1. And looking back now, I would kill to win an FA Cup. Like, I just really would, and I feel like FA Cup to me growing up, do you might not have the same value anymore as they used to. I know the league title, the Champions League, they're the best ones to get, but winning FA Cups of Wenger growing up for me was so special, and yeah, it was such a dream, winning that. So yeah, those are sort of my favourite memories: watching Sanchez, watching Özil growing up, um, and yeah, I mean, under Wenger, we unfortunately never won the league when I watched, but we worked really hard to do that. And if you think about it now, I mean, Arteta's had a lot of money. Wenger's not had that same in Wenger's last sort of few times at Arsenal. Like, I've not watched Arsenal for as long as you guys, but in his last sort of period at Arsenal, he never really got that much support from the Kroenkes. So I do think he would have done a lot more with that 700 million or how much we spent. Um, but yeah, Wenger for me was always a special person at Arsenal growing up. And yeah, my memories were sort of watching Ozil, Sanchez, Wilshere. So for me, it's always been, those sort of amazing memories of FA Cups. Even when we finished in fourth and we weren't happy with fourth, we still were able to get some silverware and yeah, have that success in those seasons. And yeah, I love those games against Chelsea. They're always very, very special. So that is my answer to that. Um, as a rival fan, I like watching your content. Thank you so, so much. I really appreciate that, Ashik. I'm really glad you like my content. Let me know what team you support as well. I'd love to know. But yeah, I do appreciate your comments, so thank you so much. And yeah, let me know in the comments, guys, your favourite Arsenal memories as well as I'm doing this. As I'd love to know, I really, really would. Someone else has asked me about my favourite match I've been to live. That is a great question. It's really nice to look back on memories and have these conversations because I think I think this season's just been so tough, hasn't it? And it's not really been the most happiest season. It's been quite a tough one to take for us fans. So, yeah, for me, I've been to a few. Obviously, as you might not know, but I do live up north, so I don't manage to go to games a lot. But I went to North London Derby. I don't remember what year it was. I think it might have been 21, 22. It was definitely after lockdown. It was a while after lockdown. Partey scored a great goal outside the box, and we won 3-1. Came still in the league, and yeah, I just feel like it was just an incredible game, and we were so good on the day, and we were the better team. But yeah, it was amazing to witness the atmosphere there, and yeah, it was just so, so incredible. Yeah, I really enjoyed that moment. I also got invited by Arsenal to see the Arsenal Burnley game, which was really amazing. Um, Obviously, I've been to away games as well, which I went to my first away game this season, which was against Preston, which was quite surreal because I was actually so low down and I was quite close to players, which I've never been because at Arsenal I've always been quite high up in the stands. So for me, that was very, very special for me to have been able to go to that, witness that. And yeah, I just think these are the memories that you want as fans. Going to games are so special. I do hope fans that haven't been to Arsenal do get to go one day because for me it's such a unique special experience that yeah, not a lot of people always get, but going to games is always very, very special. um so yeah, that's sort of my answer to that. I've been to, like I said, I've been to quite a lot of games like growing up, and the football's always been a big part of my life. So yeah, I also went to before lockdown. It was literally the game just before lockdown happened, and we beat Newcastle. I think it was 4-0. The first half was a little bit boring. The second half was much better. And actually, I'm pretty sure it was when Arteta first came here. So it is crazy to look at the squad we had then, to the squad we have now. We have come a long way under Arteta, and no matter what you think of him or what you think about our future, he has taken us, um, to a place where we can compete and where we can in the league, do very well in the Champions League, get to a stage where we can hopefully reach semi-finals and finals. But it's just in those cup games that we're able to not do it. 5-1 Liverpool with Roberto Firmino hat-trick, best memories. Yeah, he was an amazing player for you guys. If you are a Liverpool fan, I'm presuming. Yeah, he was a very, very good player for you guys. And yeah, Anfield's such an incredible place, and the atmosphere there is also incredible. So I love that. Yeah, it's nice to look back in time, especially for Arsenal when we're not doing the best at the moment and we haven't won silverware in a while. I mean, to be honest, last few seasons have been amazing. We've dominated so much, and I think it was so unfortunate last season to lose out to City. It's so many, what ifs when you look back on those seasons, because I think I think we had 89 points last season or something like that, and it is crazy to look at that and see how far we've come. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it is crazy to see how many points we have had and not being able to win stuff, but unfortunately, we've not had the best luck with injuries, and we've not our own fault. We've not brought in the right players as well. But I just hope we can win stuff. Sorry, this quite over laugh. Biggest team in London, yeah, definitely. Do you know what? It's really weird to London because I just think if you look at success, I mean, in recent years, I mean, Spurs just haven't had any. Chelsea have won a lot. Chelsea, recently won Champions Leagues, and growing up, they always won league titles. Arsenal, growing up for me, always won FA Cups, but I think it's been too long since we've won a league title. I think we really need to start winning league title because, I mean, I think last time we won it was 2003, and that isn't good enough. We should have won it a lot sooner, but I just really want us to win, whether that's under Arteta or new manager next year or whenever anything changes. But I just really hope that, yeah, things can get better for us because it's been so long since we've won a league title or a Champions League. I mean, if we won a Champions League, that would be honestly so incredible. It'd be such a massive achievement for us. But I'd personally prefer us to win a league title just because I've never seen us win the league and it's been the longest time. I also get, on the other hand, that it would be amazing for us to win a Champions League. We've never won it, and Chelsea have won it. A lot of teams have won it that we haven't, and I think if we're being honest, this season it's probably our most realistic route to winning something. I don't think we can win um, the Champions League, but I think if we're being honest, if we can get past Madrid, then we're just going to have to see what happens with that. But it's going to be so tough because I think there's so many incredible teams. I think in the Champions League, you do need a bit of luck because I would never take anything away from Chelsea with what they've won. But in that Champions League, they didn't have the best team, but they had a bit of luck. They had a few incredible moments. So, yeah, I think, it depends which Arsenal we're going to see. If it's the Arsenal versus PSV, then that's a different story. But if it's the Arsenal against like a Chelsea or United in the league, then it is different, and I think it's going to be so tough. Big ups to all of you guys that are watching. I do really appreciate it. Don't forget to get the likes up. Let's try and get to 30 likes on this video if we can. And yeah, do subscribe, do interact with me on here if you guys are here, as I do appreciate you guys joining in. Liverpool fan, sorry, I just got a question. Liverpool fan. Yeah, I love that. Pretty cool. We will win Europa League this season. Yeah, the Europa League is actually quite interesting about who could win that. I'm excited to see which sort of teams can go for that. I think the Europa League is. I think that's a great trophy to win. I mean, Arsenal were quite close to winning it a few seasons back with Emery, and if we won that, I think that would have been an incredible achievement. But it wasn't meant to be. But I think whoever does win that, I think it is a great achievement. Arteta is incoming at Anfield. I mean, Anfield, listen, we have got to play you guys pretty soon in May. I don't know what date it is, but I know it's coming up, and I'm dreading that game because for me, like in the league, I think we've not got a lot to play for other than the fact we have to sort of maintain where we are, stay second, because I know that we're like 12 points behind you at the moment or something ridiculous like that. And there are other teams behind us, like Nottingham Forest, trying to catch us up. So if Arsenal, it's not what I want, and it's not what I think the club should get the season. But I think if we can finish second after these injuries, then that's sort of what we can do. That's all we can do. And yeah, I just want us to go far in the Champions League as well. I think that would be a really good achievement. I think if we got to a Champions League final, I'd be over the moon. I'd be so so shocked as well. But I just don't know how we're going to go in the Champions League. I don't know how we're going to progress. I don't know how far we're going to go. But ultimately, I think we do have some very, very good players. And as I said, if we're to bring Saka back as well, I definitely think that is going to really help us. And he's that player for me that definitely improves other players on the pitch, and he's so clinical. He's something that we've really missed this season. And yeah, 5 games and we win the league. Yeah, I mean, I know the pool had a tough sort of, when the league was back a few weeks ago. You've had a tough sort of time with the Champions League, with obviously losing out to Newcastle in the cup competition. But I think the league's definitely us. I don't think anyone has anything to worry about for that side of things. I think we've not capitalised on our mistakes enough. I think we've gave it to you quite easily, but I also think you guys do deserve it. I think Mo Salah's been amazing this season, and I think you guys have definitely been incredible and much better than us. I think you've just been more consistent, and you've been able to take your chances in the big moments. And I think when Arsenal are under pressure, we just don't do well, and that's just something that's a fact about us, and that's just that's just the way we have been for a very long time. Growing up for me, I mean, in the Europa League final, we had a big mentality problem where we just really struggled to, you know, step up in the moments, and I just think we capitulated, and it's a thing we have seen for Arsenal for a very long time, and I think we're learning now to not capitulate, and we are getting better at that. I will admit we are getting better at, in the big moments. We haven't made many mistakes. I just think in the league we have sort of fallen behind the last few seasons. Man City have been so hard to be up against, but I think for me, I think Man City fell off the season, so it's just been Liverpool we've had to really step up against. But yeah, I just hope that Arsenal will win stuff again. But I don't think Liverpool have anything to worry about. Um, Worst memory. If you ask, sorry, just to check, are you asking me the worst memory I've had of Arsenal? If you are, I'll answer that. Obviously, as a young, if just to clarify, if it's not that case, then that's okay. But I'll just answer it anyway. But for me, Arsenal have put me through the test. Honestly, I do think sometimes being an Arsenal fan is a bit of a social experiment to see how much we can last. I will be honest. As a younger fan, I never got to see us when Wenger was, in his prime. But that Europa League final with when Emery was here, that honestly broke my heart. Like, I'm not even joking. I remember crying at night. I had so much belief in this team that we were gonna win, that we were gonna win that final. And to get to that far is incredible with Emery. And looking back with Emery, yeah, the players didn't turn up for him and the players had a big mentality problem. I do think he lost the dressing room, but I also think for me that I just feel like it was the players were just so poor. You look at the players now. I do worry if we're in a final, if we're in that position now, would we still turn up? I don't know. I do think we've got a big problem turning up to finals. It's just something that I don't think we're great at. I mean, there are times where we've done great. I mean, when we won the FA Cup with Arteta in 2020, we turned up. Under Wenger in FA Cup finals against Chelsea, a lot of the time we beat them. So there are other instances where we have turned up. I just feel as though, like I mentioned, sometimes when the pressure's on us, I think we do crumble. And it's just when people under pressure, sometimes they deal with that pressure, sometimes they just crumble. So I think that's the reality of where we are sometimes. But yeah, I think that's definitely up there because I had so much belief. I was so confident. I'm pretty sure that was Eden Hazard's last game with Chelsea as he was going to Madrid, but I just really believed we were going to win, and so many ex-Arsenal players were behind us, and I was just so convinced. And just looking back, we weren't ready, and that's okay to admit. As we are in a better place now. I just want us to win stuff, and I've said this so many times. It's so frustrating. Another time that really brought me down was um, I don't remember how long ago it was. It was definitely when Arteta first came here. I think it might have been Europa League where we played Villarreal, and I think we were in the semi-finals, or it was to get us to the semi-finals, and Villarreal knocked us out, and Emery knocked us out, and that for me at the time was my last straw of Arteta. I felt so crushed. I just felt so upset because as fans, like, we give everything to this club. We support this club through the good times, the bad times, and I'm not just blaming Arteta for this. I'm blaming the players as well. I'm blaming everyone. But when you're in the semi-finals, when you're in finals, it's so disappointing when the team, the manager, don't turn up in these big moments. So I think it's fair to say over the last few years we faced some pretty awful times, and it's nice to sort of see in the last 2 seasons or 3 seasons there has been, light at the end of the tunnel. There has been a lot more to smile about. But yeah, it's been a tough ride under Arteta, but I just really hope that next season we can really win something, because I do want Arteta to succeed. I want him to succeed himself because he's given so much to Arsenal, but ultimately Arsenal will always come first for me. I mean, Wenger will always. I think we're bigger because of Wenger. We're bigger because of George Graham and all these amazing managers. But no player manager will ever be bigger than this club. But yeah, I just think that Arteta, his time is ticking, and I think fans are still behind him. I'm just quite as much I want Arsenal to do well. I'm a bit of a neutral at the moment with Arteta, if that makes any sense to you guys. Big up to all of you. Big up to Jopper. Hope you're good. Always lovely to see you in the chat. I'm really happy for Newcastle, so well done. Ashik says, do more live streams. Thank you so much. I will definitely do. I think in the week I'm going to plan to do like a solo live stream where it's just me on my own, as I do sort of do live streams with other people, and that is obviously really nice to do that. But I'll definitely do one of me on my own as well. Big up, Kumar. Great content. Thank you so much. I do really appreciate that. Thank you as well. Jopper says, Arsene Wenger was amazing. I loved his team. Being a Geordie and a Toon fan, obviously his team was the best team I'd ever seen. Man United might have been more successful, but I loved Arsenal, hate United. Oh, I love that. Big up yourself. Very, very kind of you to say that. Yeah, I mean, obviously I never watched it growing up. I've watched so many documentaries about it, and the Arsene Wenger documentary thing on Amazon was incredible to watch, the Invincible one, and I loved the rivalry between United. I mean, I've always hated United, but I've always respected that they're a big club with that history. The fans are obviously very, very passionate and amazing. So for me, I've always admired that about them. But yeah, I just hope the good times are coming back. I mean, I do think we've got more rivalry now with maybe like the likes of the City I think a rivalry for me feels more when the teams are at the top, because Spurs are our rivals, but I think I see Liverpool and Man City as teams that I just hate a lot now. I do prefer clubs that have the history and that tradition, like Liverpool. Newcastle is a great example as well. So, yeah, I do love teams that have that about them. But yeah, I just hope Arsenal can, the good times come back, and this big up to yourself as well, because Newcastle have done such a great job as well to get this far this season, to win something over Liverpool, which is crazy because obviously I saw Mo Salah was in the team, and I was thinking, I don't know how you're going to get past Salah, but he obviously didn't have the best game. I love this. You do a proper striker. Hope hands off Isaac though. Do you know what? I don't think we're getting Isaac. I think it's an unrealistic expectation. I mean, if we in the summer got Isaac, then I would be over the moon. Like, but I just don't think it's going to happen. And I think he's happy at Newcastle. I think he wants to win more of you guys. And if you look at it as a Newcastle fan, I think if he left, he might think, what if, he could have won more trophies at Newcastle? Because I think this is a great opportunity for you guys to build on the trophies and, get more now. So I just feel like it would be crazy if he left now. But I think I wouldn't blame him also if he wants to play in the Champions League, if he wants to, um, you know, beat Liverpool. I see him going to Liverpool more. I don't know what's happening with Mo Salah's future either, but yeah, that is a fair point as well. I would love Isaac, but I do think Arsenal would pay a lot for him. I think we'd pay like 100, maybe more for him. 100 mil, not £100, guys. 100 mil. That would be, yeah, crazy. If we did get him, I would be happy we got him because I think he's incredible. He would elevate us. I would think we'd have to change how we play a little bit if we did get him because sometimes we just whip across in the box, hope someone's there, and I don't know if that would suit how he plays all the time. Yeah, £100 would be great. But yeah, I reckon Arsenal would go over 100 million for him. And my problem with that is if we do that for him, I wouldn't bring any other players in because for me, Arsenal need to really improve our squad, especially if players like Partey. I'm pretty sure Partey and Jorginho are leaving in the summer. I know Jorginho definitely is. And Partey, I probably expect him to go. I think it would be the right time for him to move on. So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see what we sort of do with that in the summer. We've got to have a big summer. I would have Isak, as I said, but I know there's other clubs interested in him, and I don't know if now would be the time for him to go. I just don't think he would go, really. I think he looks happy at Newcastle. I also get that he does remind me of Henry, so I get sort of why he is being linked to Arsenal because he could be a future Henry. He's the player that I see as a future Henry, but yeah, I do. I've always admired Isaac. He's been a great signing for you guys, and I think he's a very, very talented player. There are other strikers out there for us, obviously, but I just don't know what we're going to do. I know there's sort of Rashford at the moment, Nunes. I've seen us sort of being interested in, and I wouldn't really want us to go for them. To be honest with you, I'd rather us go for someone that's really going to change this team and really elevate us. I think they would help us to a certain extent, but I don't think they'd do enough for us to win titles, win Champions Leagues, or for me, like next season, I just want to win something. And I've said this for the season as well. And time is ticking, like I said, for Arteta. So yeah, I just wanted to also read out a question I got asked about the potential replacement for Edu. Obviously, Edu has left, and that was a bit out of the blue. I was a bit surprised at that because none of us really expected it to happen. And it's looking like the Madrid director is going to bring, come here and replace him. At the moment, I haven't seen Arsenal sort of speak about it, and announced it yet. So I won't sort of say too much just yet. Obviously, I think it's a great move. I think it's definitely going to improve Arsenal. I definitely think it's only a positive thing because we need someone like him who's going to really improve Arsenal. And I do think Edu is a big part to play in Arsenal's transfers, just as well Arteta is. I think they've both had plenty to say. I think they've both had plenty of involvement. So I feel like him coming in, he'll have a lot to say as well, and he'll have a lot to change. And yeah, definitely bringing in different players who are really going to help us next season because we've got to make sure we bring in the right players this summer because last summer we didn't have the best transfer window, and this one for me feels so crucial that we do bring in the right players to have a much better season this time around. For next season, hopefully we'll win stuff as well. And please can you show me your jumper? It's nothing exciting, guys. It really isn't. It's just literally that it's not exciting. I should wear my Arsenal tops actually when I do my live streams. But it's nice for break. Yeah, so thank you for your question, Dean. Big up yourself. I hope you're good. Big up to everyone as well in the chat. If you guys have any questions you want to send me in, please do. Look at Arsenal's next matches. They should be 15 points in between Real Madrid games. Maybe one game you guys might stumble, but realistically they are winnable. The thing is of us, we have winnable games, but I just never know what games we will actually win because I don't know which Arsenal will actually turn up. Like, I just think Arsenal is so unpredictable at times. Like, no one would have ever expected we'd have had PSV and would beat them in that incredible way we did. But United, I always thought we were going to draw that. I felt like it's a type of game we struggle in. But we have got Fulham coming up, and honestly, I just think that's a game we would struggle in yet again because it's going to be hard as well watching that some Arsenal players play against us like Smith Rowe, but it's these sort of teams we struggle to get points off. So And we have to go to Anfield in May, which I'm really worried about. But obviously, that's not happening right now, so I'm not going to try and stress too much about that. Um, I just don't know what to get from Arsenal this season. Last season, if you'd have asked me, I would have said to you, with our starting 11, we would win that game. But obviously, this season we don't play the same. I think if we have Saka in this team and we had a prolific striker, I would say to you we're winning that game. But in the attacking sense, we do look quite predictable and a little bit dried up at times. So I just don't know which Arsenal we're going to get. I think it's going to be tough. But at the same time, if we're able to get a win, go on a good run, then I'll be happy with that. But I just don't know which Arsenal's gonna turn up. I just think we're too predictable at times. Big up Tacky Arsenal fan, 18. Big up yourself. I hope you're good. Great to see you in the chat. I hope you're having a great weekend. Big up Guna Gossip TV. Thank you so much. Big up yourself. And the same with the team. When we play Ipswich, you might lose, but when we play Liverpool, Arsenal, yeah, it's crazy. That's the way, because like when you play against the bigger teams, you thrive, but when you play against sort of the low block or teams lower in the league, it's harder. Because like years ago, I could say to you, Arsenal would be Newcastle, Arsenal would be when Sunderland win the Premier League. When I used to watch Arsenal growing up, I could just say to you, we're going to win that quite comfortably. But now, even though we might have the better players on paper to certain teams, doesn't mean we're going to get a win. I think it's so crazy how the Premier League has changed over the years and how competitive these games are. But yeah, the Fulham one it could have been worse. Like coming back after the international break could be worse. But I think also I've seen that Calafiori has a big injury, so it's not ideal. I mean, Calafiori doesn't always start, so I suppose it's not the end of the world. He's only going to be out for a few weeks as well. But it feels to me like a big, mistake to have played him for so long. And that injury looked awful. I watched that. I don't know if you guys saw it on the pitch. At first, I thought that can't be an ACL. I think he just twisted his leg when he was playing, but geez, that looked horrible to watch. Yeah, I just really hope and pray no more injuries happen, because we are literally injury FC at this point this season. How many injuries have Arsenal had? Because it is just it's crazy. And I just hope no more injuries do happen, because honestly, I'm just hoping we get through the season. I mean, the Premier League season, we still have a bit of time left, but I'm just hoping we have a good summer, good pre-season, going into next season. I hope it's just a much better season, because this season has been nothing what I expected. Obviously, expected to see us go for the league a lot more, win stuff like the FA Cup, the League Cup. So yeah, it has been disappointing. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm just going to say it how it is. But I'm still part of the team always for keep fighting. But as I've said, we've got to have a really, really big summer ahead if we want to win, major trophies. As other teams around us are going to get better as well. So yeah, it's going to be tough. But guys, please do send in more questions if you guys have any. I'll probably stay on here for maybe 5-10 more minutes. I've nearly been on here for an hour, so I'll probably just stay on here for 10 minutes to get it to an hour. Please, too, guys, do subscribe, do like this video as well while you guys are watching. And as I said, it's a Q&A. I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have. And we'll be doing more sort of videos like this as live streams, as I think it's really great to interact with you guys. I hope so too. I hope we beat Madrid. That'd be great. Madrid have this look in the Champions League that I just think no other team has the look they have. Like, I don't even think they should have been gone through after that penalty situation, but that is a whole other story. Yeah, I don't even dare to think about how we're gonna do. Big up, always lovely to see you in here. Lovely to see your comments in my shows. I do appreciate you watching. So big up yourself. Great to see you in here. Yeah, big up to see you. And yeah, always lovely to see new faces in here as well. I always do like to see new people, the same people as well, as it's always really nice. I do appreciate you guys popping in as well on your weekend to tune into my show today. I really do appreciate it, guys. I know this one was a little bit I didn't prepare for the stream. I just thought I'd go live. I think it's been about 4 days since I went live, so I do like to do a mixture of different live streams and pre-recorded videos. So I thought I would, yeah, go live today and chat with you guys. And yeah, if Tune can beat Liverpool at Wembley, Arsenal can beat Real Madrid. Believe me. I mean, to be fair, it was a shock to see Liverpool in that first half. I knew in that first half when you guys score, I knew that had done Liverpool in. But I think when you're 1-0 up, it's sort of the game is still very open. Even at 2-0 up, the game is open because if you get one goal, then you can get another. But Newcastle were incredible, Wembley. I think Newcastle wanted it more than Liverpool ultimately. I think if we really show that we need it more than Madrid, then maybe we'll turn up and maybe we'll put in a good performance. But I think it's unlikely that we'll really beat Madrid on both legs or get through because I just don't know what we're going to be like against a really big team that has a lot of luck in the Champions League. But if we get past Madrid, then I think a lot of us will be over the moon, a bit surprised, I guess, because I don't think any of us really expect us to go this far. But yeah, I'd be happy. I'd be very, very surprised. And considering the injuries that we've had to face this season, I think it would be an incredible achievement. But obviously, we want achievement is sort of things like trophies. So yeah, I just hope that things do start to look up for us. Next season in the window. I hope we do get stuff done early. In the window. So yeah. I watched several of watch alongs, and they were saying it was over 2-0, not one Geordie left that. Yeah, I think the first half, I'm pretty sure, didn't you guys score right at the end of the first half? And I thought to myself, the fans seemed more, I think the Newcastle fans on the TV when I watched it, it seemed quite loud, and I just felt Newcastle walked for it a lot more. I also think that that second half, I think Liverpool could have turned it around, but I just think a lot of the players didn't turn up. Yeah, I just don't think it was Liverpool's day, but I also think Newcastle definitely deserved to win, and I just think it's just I was just so happy for Alan Shearer as well. I think it's really nice to see him so happy. Um, Big up Niall. Hope you're good. Great to see you in here. I'm doing good, thank you. How are you doing? Nice to see you in here, as always. I'd love to see Arsenal win the Champions League. It'd be brilliant. Yeah, I mean, I think because we've never won it as well. I think it would be amazing to witness that because obviously I've never seen us win the league. So many fans have, but it'd be nice to witness us actually win the Champions League. So I hope we do win it sometime in the next few years. Be amazing. I do think the Champions League can be realistic to win it. I think any team can win it. I think it's about luck. It's about who you get as well in the draws. It's not ideal getting Madrid because I think they've got some great players. I know they've struggled a little bit as well. Um, I just think if we had Saka available for the first leg, I would feel a lot more optimistic. But ultimately, anything can happen. So I think that's what I always keep in my mind about these big games. Newcastle deserved it. It meant so much for the whole of the Newcastle community and the town and the city. Yeah, definitely. I think it's always nice to see like an underdog win because a lot of us were expecting Liverpool, and I know the media probably were expecting. Um, and honestly, I really like the Carabao Cup. Like, if Arsenal won it at Wembley, I would have tried to have gone, but also I would have been so over the moon. But I also feel that the media and certain people think it's not a big trophy. But for me, at the end of the day, a trophy is a trophy. So just celebrate it and enjoy the moment. Because I don't think that trophy gets the credit. It's not as big as an FA Cup. It's not as big as a league title or Champions League, but it's a trophy that's very big. And I think you got to enjoy these moments as fans. So yes, um, yeah, I don't agree about people saying about it's not a great trophy. Really, I'd be happy with anything. Not a community shield, obviously, but something that would really help Arsenal. So, do you think the content creators on X care more about their views and the progression of the club? A lot of them full of excuses. Yeah, I do. I do feel as though there is this thing online where you do see excuses. I always say every fan's allowed to have their opinion. What I would say about this season though is, yes, injuries have been a factor in why we struggled. We can't deny that. We could have helped that though by resting Saka in certain games, or resting Havertz or whatever. When I know Havertz is a starter, but I think he's I think he's going to be sort of a squad player next season. So I feel as though we've had chances to change things and we've chosen not to. Whether that's the Kroenkes not giving Arteta money, whether that's Arteta being picky about who he brings in. I'm sure in January Kroenkes offered him, gave him some deals. Arteta's probably not liked it. I don't I don't know what the Kroenkes have done in January, but also in the summer, if we're going back to that, Arteta, they have given Arteta money, so Arteta has chosen to bring in, the players that he's brought in. So I feel like, yeah, I just feel like people need to be honest about it, because when Emery was here, when Wenger was here, we came fourth. Fans weren't happy, but we're second and we're still not winning stuff. And the fans seem to give Arteta a lot of support. When I think it's fine to criticise Arteta, because I've been quite critical of him this season, to be fair. As I said, Arsenal always comes first for me. Like I said before, obviously, we can become bigger as a club because of the manager. I do think we are a bigger club because of Wenger, but you know, Wenger or any of these managers aren't a bigger club than Arsenal. I just think they have made us bigger in the sense that they've brought us so much success. And you can't forget George Graham, that era as well. I mean, I'm always a Wenger type of person. I always prefer the football we played under them, the success. But George Graham as well gave us so many incredible memories, so many great players as well. So, yeah, I do agree with what you're saying as well. I think you just got to be real about some things. We had to beat the top four to get it, to be fair. Big up Taki, says he's back. Thank you so much for tuning in today, Taki, Arsenal fan. Welcome back. Great to see you back in here. I do appreciate you guys as well. Stopping by today to watch my show. It's been really good. I've really enjoyed it. I've just looked at the time on the screen and it's been nearly an hour, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it, guys. It's been a nice little therapy session about Arsenal. I've spoken about so much random stuff today about Arsenal. Definitely do this once a week, guys. Definitely come on here to chat about Arsenal and do this sort of stuff. George Graham was manager, had 10 defenders and a keeper. Yeah, I think why I like Wenger was he was more, the thing the football you can say is more attacking and more exciting to watch. We had the Vieiras, the Henry, the Bergkamp, so many out there. I think with George Graham, 89 was one of my, obviously I never watched it. I wasn't even alive then, but when I watch it back, I'm just in awe of it, and I think that's why I never give up on football, because anything can happen. I know Arsenal right now aren't great, and we've not proven that we can win the league, but I think I'll always believe in the Champions League and in the competitions, because that 89 was amazing. But yeah, George Graham was quite a defensive sort of manager. We were sort of like a 1-0 to the Arsenal type of team, and um, yeah, I just prefer more attacking teams. But if we won the league by winning 1-0, I'd take that any day of the week. But yeah, it's great to look back on the history of Arsenal as well. And Wenger was amazing, and the team was beautiful. Had the balance of the forwards were incredible. Yeah, I think it's amazing. I mean, in a later time, obviously, I watched Sanchez Ozil, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I think, yeah, he's definitely created so many amazing players in the first sort of decade of his time, also the second decade. We definitely played. Yeah, that I want to just read this out before I round the show up. One guy said, "Top clubs win the Carabao Cup as well. The smaller ones celebrate it." Yeah, sorry, I did not agree with that. I think the Carabao Cup is for celebrating no matter. I wouldn't say Newcastle are a smaller team anyway, to be honest with you. But yeah, I definitely agree that it's nice to just celebrate and enjoy a trophy. No matter if you think it's not a big trophy, I still see it as a trophy and I still see it as silverware. So for me, like, I just think you have to enjoy winning these trophies and these big moments. But thank you all so much for tuning in today. It's been very enjoyable to chat with you all today, and I really do appreciate you all spending some time out your day to watch my video. If you guys are new here, I really appreciate you spending your time of your day coming in here. Please do subscribe and help my channel grow even more. Please do like this video, guys. Please, if you are new here or if you are watching this right now, I will always update you guys on my content throughout the week. Also, women are playing in the Champions League on Wednesday, so I'll probably have a preview out for that in the week, which is going to be big. I'll do a match reaction after as well. I'll have more content out in that week. Good to see you. So if you have a lovely evening, you too. Thank you so much for coming in. I do appreciate it. And yeah, take care as well to all the chat. Yeah, take care to all the chat, guys. Thank you all so much for joining. Hope you all do have a wonderful rest of your evening. And if you do want to follow any of my social media, my Instagram is Guna Gossip TV. My Twitter is TV_Guna. If you guys want to check that out, and I do update you guys, as I said, on my content. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you do have a great evening, and I will see you on my next video. Bye, guys.